Hello and welcome to another update video on Solana, probably one of the clearest and one of the best performing charts as well. And it's a chart that I've been, watching I've been obviously watching for a while, but also we were looking for a reaction here in the support area or 2-hour support area, which is still unchanged here on the daily time frame. Yeah, $109.78 to $143.98. This is our, let's say, standard Fibonacci support zone, which did its job, I'd say. The price reacted to that 38.2 retracement level there at $143.98, roughly in that area here on the 5th of June, I think it was. And so we start to see some impulsive looking advances from there. We're going to take a look at that on the smaller time frame in a minute. But overall, the idea is on this chart, and I want to combine this with a little bit of education here for those who are new to Elliott Wave. That's why we've got this specific video series. It is important to understand, first of all, that we always start the wave count, the larger wave structure assessment on the larger time frame. Only yesterday, someone asked me in our member live stream about that. And we do have tutorials about this, but it is important to understand that without the context, the smaller degree means nothing. Too many people try to apply Elliott Wave and they don't even zoom out and they don't do the work, because it is work. They don't do the work to assess the chart, to assess the chart's bigger picture, larger degree context. So we always start on the larger time frame, ideally around the all-time low. But the startup candle is often ignored. That's what we should do, because at least that's our guideline here, because you don't know what happened there, right? So we want to start at the low after the startup candle, which is here, May 2020, and then we have 5 waves up. What does it tell us? It tells us the market plans to go up higher overall. A 5-wave move up after an all-time low is pretty good, especially if it's on a larger time frame. So it's always that sequence. 5 waves in one direction give us the trend direction. Had this move up been a 3-wave move, as it is on so many other altcoin charts, it wouldn't be quality. We then saw a corrective pullback. That was quite a complex correction. However, the market held a higher low and the market also held above long-term support. Our long-term support is normally the key level, is the 78.6 retracement. And as long as that holds, that is here at $1.89, you might laugh, but it really is. And a lot of coins have broken below these key thresholds. So that makes the chart a bad, let's say, lower quality, poor quality chart. But no, Solana bulls defended the 50% retracement, or rather the area between the 50% and the 61.8 retracement, perfectly fine. And then from there, we had a rally in what would be Circle Wave 3, because again, what you see here in small, the rally from the 2020 low to the 2021 high, you see in large as well on the chart. So this is a wave 1 of a larger 5-wave move. This here was a wave 2. So we're now looking for a rally in a larger degree 3rd wave, which by definition is another 5-wave move up. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. So next bull market might be nice. 4, 5. 5-wave movements, yeah? That would be next. But again, long-term charts, I explained that in our member live stream yesterday, long-term charts are useless. I mean, for most people, they are useless because if you don't understand how to use them, they are not designed to be predictions. So I'm not telling you that the market will go to 42K. I mean, it's possible. If this 3rd wave really plays out like that, then this is the mathematical projection. But just get another nice layer 2 in, a new and fancy, shiny looking one in the next bull market, and Solana might not. It might have the same fate like Ethereum, which looked all good and everything, but might be replaced at some point. So yeah, take these always, the long-term charts, only for context, because we need them to be able to calculate Fibonacci projections on the smaller time frames as well and everything. And we have to place the label somewhere. But yeah, don't assume that Solana will go to around about 42K. That's not what it is. It's a speculative altcoin like many others. It is one of the better charts. Yes, I find it is one of the best charts, but that can change at an instant if Solana in the next bull market, for example, breaks below support in the next bear market, okay? So, but I wanted to explain to you a little bit how we come to these counts, why the 5-wave sequence is so important. And basically what we're likely dealing with in this cycle here, it is wave 1 of that larger third wave. So we have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4 complete, and we might now be in the 5th wave. That's our preferred interpretation. So we're looking at 5-wave move up there, and that 5th wave should take us to some key targets. So when we talk about these key targets, there are certain ways how to measure these, and they all take us to roundabout, I'll make that a bit clearer, $360, $370, $390. So there seems to be a cluster of resistance, or at least points of interest, in the area around 380, 390. Yeah. So this is an area of interest. It's an area where sellers might turn up. So I would still prefer for the price to get there overall, especially as long as our support levels hold. And again, what I just showed you in large, you see here in small, because you see that in this wave 1, we also have 5 waves. And the 4th wave likely bottomed in April this year. And then again, we're looking for another set or sequence of 5 waves up. So it's all, it's always the 5-wave sequence into the trend direction. There's a little bit more to it. It's not just placing labels and counting the waves. You need to be able to apply the Elliott wave Fibonacci guidelines and much more. Do the proper wave counting on the smaller time frame. Look for confluences and everything. But overall, for understanding the analysis, I think it's important to recognize that we're always looking for 5 waves in the trend direction. And then, funny enough, we also have 5 waves. It's not funny. It's actually not surprising at all. We also have a 5-wave move up from the April low, which might be wave 1. And then that's wave 1 of 5 again, smaller degree. We had a pullback. Again, for any pullback then, counter trend move, we have a support area. Price reacted to it. And we're now looking for a start of a 3rd wave. There will always be a bearish scenario as well. Like here, the white scenario suggests that this larger 5-wave move already topped, that the bull market is complete, yeah? But I don't see any evidence for that. It's just a possibility, a potential that will become real, okay, if we break below support. So in case we break below $109.78 now, honestly, that wouldn't be good. That would be a first confirmation we're already in a bear market. Until then, I'm looking for higher, and I'm already considering that we might have bottomed there in this wave 2 in our support area. These are the areas where, typically buyers will be interested. So I'm not telling you to buy in these areas as well, but I can tell you there is a high likelihood that in these areas, that's why they are on the chart, that's why they are colorful, that buyers get interested. So there is often a chance for a reversal, a good chance, yeah? And especially after having 5 waves into one direction, the corrective pullback can be an opportunity from a reward to risk point of view as well. Now, looking at the smaller time frame, if you watched yesterday's video, really there isn't much change. You know that we are looking for higher prices on the Solana chart. I explained that yesterday in detail. Again, in the smaller time, this is the smaller time frame now. You see here a swing low on the 5th of June. I shared with you that this here is likely wave 1 of an even larger 5-wave move again. Then I gave you a support area and likely a wave 2 formed here in a so-called running flat correction. Price held, support, a couple of times actually. So those who missed the entry here, in case you used it, right, they had another chance here, and the price seems to be indeed moving up in a 3rd wave. I mean, that was the scenario yesterday. It still is, and I gave you yesterday a target for around $164 plus for this 3rd wave. So let's see if we get there. This here was a small potential 5-wave move, not very clear. This here was all corrective. So it might just be a wave 2, which is a specific sort of a flat correction here, a so-called running flat, where the market is so bullish that the C wave couldn't even break below the A wave low. Not that common, but in crypto it can happen. Either way, important is here as well that the market doesn't break below the 78.6 retracement on this smaller time frame. Well, it's holding. And now we could be on our way in this 3rd wave, right? And for a 3rd wave, the first ideal target is normally the 138% extension, in this case, $164. So at the moment, it's going according to script. For those of you who use this setup, because that's what it was, it's a setup, you might want to adjust your stop. You can't really be at a loss here in this case. So it can be reasonable to set the stop below the wave 2 low. Now, I'm not telling you to do it. Some people might choose to have it still below the June low there. But I can tell you that if this wave 2 bottomed, the price needs to hold this now. Okay, this swing low at 149.50, and then you're securing basically your profits, or at least move it to break even, and then can watch if the market can go to the third wave. Yeah, so I had lots of lots of setups like these over the last few days, and we start to see some upside momentum come in. I'd say, yeah, there's no change really, and there is also no reason to adjust targets at the moment. We can just lean back and watch the chart now do its thing. What shouldn't happen at this point is on the micro level a break below 100, yeah, $49.70, and then clearly not a break below the 5th of June low. I mean, shouldn't happen. If it happens, all it means that we're likely still in this wave 2. So again, going back to the larger time frame, this is still plenty of room, yeah, this support area. So yeah, that's the update on Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you are interested in additional updates, make sure to join our membership. As a gold member, you also get access to a lot of this, educational content. And also check out our X profile for additional discussions, for additional charts and everything. So already earlier today, I shared with you that the rally is likely in progress. That was an hour ago. Prices moved quite significantly since then. So yeah, you get additional updates here on X. The link for our X profile is in the description. Thanks so much. Have a great day and a great start to the week. Bye-bye.